Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the weekly review of the climb. Today we're gonna do things a little bit differently. Usually in the week, I have new things that I want to apply, and I look over how everything went last week. I do not really want to apply new things this week because I have the feeling we still have to work quite a bit on the other things that we have set up for ourselves, and I think for now that is more than enough. But that does give me a little bit of time to discuss with you how last week went, or maybe even look at the other weeks of the series in total, and just kind of discuss it. There will be in the background. There will be the fourth game that I played today, which was a pretty fun one to watch, I would say. So I'm just gonna talk over that, and you can enjoy my beautiful voice talking to you and my beautiful gameplay at the same time. So, week 3 of the climb. So let's start with the negative stuff first. We are minus 28 LP this week. It is our first negative week, and I think it has been kind of eye-opening. I feel like we got a real blow to our mental at the start of this week. I think it showed as well. I think there's a few comments that have pointed it out as well. And I want to talk about that a little bit first. So the reason why I think that it affected us so much is because Emerald 4 in 2 weeks was amazing. It was a better start than I ever could have imagined for the series. I really thought that we would struggle getting out of Platinum, kind of like we've been doing this week a little bit. But at the same time, it was a huge motivator as well. It set my expectations very hard, like very high. And yeah, I think because our expectations were so high, after week 2, that we responded to the negative games we had this week the way we did. Now, yesterday was horrible. I'm gonna show a little screenshot here. We played 10 games in total. Why did we play 10 games in total? Well, I don't know how else to describe it as just saying that I was absolutely in the stratosphere. I was over the moon, and I don't know. I was absolutely tilted. Of course, playing like that when you're tilted is a very dumb idea. I hope I don't have to tell you. So our day went from bad to worse. I kind of wanted to keep playing till I was Emerald yesterday. That went very, very differently. We even demoted back to Plat 2 yesterday. And at the end of the day, we were back in Platinum 1, if I recall correctly. I'm sorry for stuttering there a little bit. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I kind of let it get to me. And I think yesterday was the real eye-opener this week. Like I said before in other episodes, I really need to recenter myself and regather. After all, it's a marathon and definitely not a sprint. So the fact that we demoted back to Plat 1 doesn't mean a lot, right? Because first off, promotion games are gone. So, I mean, alright, you demoted. What does it matter, honestly? Honestly, what does it matter? then besides that, yeah, I think we had a really good mental in the beginning weeks where it was just, all right, you know, like, we are getting inted, these things happen, and at the same time, yeah, like, it happens. You're gonna climb all the way to Challenger. It's probably gonna take you 1,000 games, if not more. There will be trolls. There will be a lot of trolls, but I don't know. I shared it with my friends like yesterday, and it's just like, it's crazy. I think how many people in my team were 10 or more deaths in the past week. Crazy. All right. So another point is the comments on the video. I had 2 pretty negative comments this week. Next to the positive ones, of course. I will not forget that. Don't worry. So the 2 comments were very similar. I ended up removing one because I was like, I don't know. It doesn't really add a lot, and it was just kind of name calling and incomprehensible English. So I ended up hiding it. The other one I let stay, and I responded to it. Long story short, the comment called me miserable and a joke because I went into the games with a negative attitude. And that is pretty much the gist of it. I responded by saying, and this is really like my philosophy behind this, right? I realized that the games that I played this week have not shown my best side. And I agree. I think I've been pretty cringe this week. But at the same time, mental and like toxic like issues is like one of the most common ones that like League players struggle with. So even though it doesn't put me like in the best light, I do want to show the days where this happens. I do think it is vital for the series. Why? Because of course this attitude needs to be overcome, right? I get really angry. I also get like a punch like shit in my room, like my desk or something. And of course that's not like a real healthy coping style. So it's just about overcoming all of that. And that's why I do end up putting those videos up. I am not proud of myself at the end of the day when I do show myself or like that side of myself on the internet. But I don't know. I hope that somewhere it is also relatable. And yeah, I just hope that if it is relatable, that we can like overcome this sort of thing together. So yeah, that's kind of that. So these games will be there. They happen. Unfortunately, they do happen. And I will keep showing them unless it. I mean, there's like a there's like a point, right, where I will not show it. Like the moment I cross that point, I usually also delete the vault out of anger, so I don't have to worry about it. But there will definitely be some rage and frustration moments. But I don't know. I don't want to hide it. I don't want to be like, oh, I'm Mr. Positive always, and it's easy to climb because I'm always positive. No. It's something that we have to develop together. Then some more positive stuff. So at the start of the series, we put one of our goals at raising our CS numbers. Definitely was able to do that this week. We had, I think, multiple games, unless like really weird things happen, right? So for example, today I was playing Twitch versus Caitlyn and my support left, so unlucky, you know, like in those games I can't CS, right? Then at the same time, I think a majority of our games this week, so majority of the games, unless something really weird happened, we were able to be above 7 CS. We even had games in the 8 CS per minute. So that's absolutely wonderful. It shows me that the practice that we put in definitely paid off. And it makes us get our items faster and just be a bit stronger in general. Another point is being able to regather ourselves at the end of the week. I mean, it's unfortunate that it happened, right? But of course, now that we've like dealt with it and overcome it, you know, of course, it's like also all right to say, hey, listen, that's okay, you know, like it happened and we dealt with it, and now we can work on other things as well. Overall, I have had the feeling that we played a lot better. I don't know if the recordings are very reflective of that. I'm gonna be honest, because most of the recordings were, I mean, all of the recordings right there at the end of the day. And when I got run down, 3 out of my 4 games that I've, or like 3 out of 3 games that I played, or 2 out of 3 that I played that day, of course I'm gonna be pretty upset. And yeah, of course I don't play well or like the best that I could. I think yesterday's video was pretty nice actually, showing that, you know, like even though we were getting absolutely gapped everywhere on the map, we were like 7 on 2. Do I say that correctly? I think we might have not been 7 on 2, but we had a bunch of kills. We were winning our lane, and you know, jungler doesn't decide to play bot side really that much, and we just lose the entire map, which is unlucky, right? But we stayed calm, we focused on our game, and I think overall we did learn something from it. Is there anything else that I want to talk about? Right, well, I guess this could be like a thing that we could talk about. So why do I not want to implement any other things right now is because I think the running implementation is pretty, like, it's setting the bar pretty high, right? It is a real change of habit. It is I mean, it's hard to like implement such things, right? Like getting started is the hardest part, and then turning it into a habit is even harder. So until we get like real good success with that, we're just gonna keep focusing on the things we're already doing, which is the running, the practicing CS for 10 minutes, stretching in between games. I also notice that hydration is super important. I noticed that when I haven't drank like water in particular, right? Performance is just lower. So I do make my breakfast and I get myself a glass of water. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of different things to say. Maybe it would be good mentioning that, hey, you know, like, I notice I get very like frustrated during the series, and it might voice itself in a plethora of different ways, but as much as it might sometimes sound like it, I'm not gonna quit. Like, I'm determined to do this, and I think already the things that I've done so far, they've really opened my eyes, and they've really made me realize how certain things help, and also how hard certain things are to implement. So at the end of the day, even though I sometimes get angry, I do see so many positives in this this series that I'm definitely not quitting. I'm also definitely not somebody with quitter's attitude. And I hope that in the coming weeks I can reflect that maybe a tiny bit more. I think that discusses everything. I would like to now just like kind of commentate over the rest of the game, and it's like something new, I guess, that we can try out together. Yeah, and if something else pops up in my head, I will talk about it. But I think our biggest like hurdle right now is that negative mindset, and I do not go into games thinking, oh, I'm gonna lose it anyways. That is not what's happening. What happens is people die in my team a lot, and then I'm just like, of course, you know? Because I kind of expect it at this point. Even in my 2 wins, like my 2 last games yesterday were both wins. There were people with like 13 and 10 deaths in my team. It's getting ridiculous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. But I should not let it get to me. Yeah, so no negative attitude. I will not make videos anymore that are only negative. I should really like perceive that a little bit better, I would say. Yeah, I suggest we just watch the rest of this game together, and I'll keep talking. I'll keep talking. I'm a bit tired, so that's also the reason why I chose to do the format we have today. I worked today. I got home pretty early, so that's also the reason why I got to play my 4 games and make this video at the same time. And honestly, unless I have like really cool ideas, I think I might use my last game on Sundays anyways as like background stuff for like the recaps weekly, because I don't know, it's really it's a real time sink. Like, I gotta be honest, if you don't have any like visual aid to like, I don't know, keep people like entertained or stuff, then I don't know, it's really really hard to edit such a video, and it takes a lot of time. And now even still, I have like parts in my video where it's just completely black, which I think is pretty int, so to say. And these videos are the ones that do the absolute best on the channel, which I understand as well. And honestly, look at me just not moving here, by the way. They do the best on the channel, and I understand, of course, as well why. It is the main reason of the series, to help people understand and climb more healthily. So I'm very glad that they get the attention they deserve. I understand that today also probably will be a little bit less engaging because of, well, I don't have a real catchy title for this week. I don't have real prestation, or like a prestation to like reflect that. But at the same time, that is not what this is about, you know? Right. This is something that we should probably mention. At the halfway point of this week, I think I changed the build that I was going with Twitch. I changed the runes as well. About that, right, we have gone back to Bork. I don't really feel like building Terminus Jack Show. There was one game today where I went Terminus, I lost it. It was against a super fat Yi, so I was like, if I don't go this build, I'll just die in an instant. But we're gonna stick with PTA, because PTA is just a whole lot better. It really is. I think maybe there's some games where if you have like real, like if there only consists of tanks, and you know that you will be team fighting for a very long time, I think Lethal Tempo might be better. But I feel that PTA in most games is just a whole lot better. Twitch is very, very, very vulnerable during the laning phase. And running PTA just allows you to trade better in lane, get a bit more kills, and just put a bit more pressure on the enemy as well. Now, for items, we are gonna... Probably most of the games we're gonna go Bork into Grenades, which will be our core build. And after that, I think all other items are very, very game dependent. I think most of the time, even with how much crit sucks at the moment and how many clips now are showing up with how AD carry is absolute in the mud. This is the same day as people reacting to the Baus clip. So yeah, it's it's I think the best still, or like it feels the best to after Grenades go LDR Infinity, and then fifth item can still be a lot of things. It really depends with what team you're playing and what enemies are in the enemy team, or what champs in the enemy team. But in most cases, I have felt that Bork, Gunans, LDR usually third. And maybe if you're really fat and there's a bunch of squishies, Infinity Edge third, but LDR third into Infinity Edge fourth feels really good. So yeah. Also runes, we're going Triumph now. We go the attack speed rune, and then we alternate between coup de grace and cut down. Cut down is an absolutely phenomenal rune when they have 2 or more tanks, or I would say HP builders in general. It does so much. It is ridiculous how much cut down does. I had a 30-minute game yesterday where cut down, a rune, by the way, mind you, it's a rune, did 3k damage in 30 minutes. That is completely bonkers. And that's also why it is so unbelievably valuable when they have 2 tanks or a whole bunch of HP builders. I think, however, if they have like 1 tank that doesn't even get that tanky, or no tanks at all, I do think coup de grace is better. It helps you just delete people a tiny bit faster, and you're not gonna get value out of what's it called? Cut down anyways. This is int, by the way. I completely run it here. Yeah, I really thought there would still somebody be bot at least, which is why I went in there. I will also type in a second and be like, yo, why was nobody, like, why are they all mid? Why is nobody bot? I probably could have known, since there's also no objective bot, but I figured somebody would go for that tower and just get a bunch of money. So right here, I make the game a little bit harder for us. Correct my spelling. But I am able to do a lot of damage this game. So I think also here. So I went Bork into Grenades, and now I went Kraken, because I don't know, I was like, none of them are like building armor. Kraken is insane here, because Kraken does so much damage. Kraken does so much damage. Unironically, it may not feel like it, because at the end of the game, it still always does less than Bork. But I don't know, it's like kind of comparing like lethality items or like assassin items to I don't know, marksman items when damage done, right? Because assassin items are gonna have like a way lower number of damage done because people just die way faster. And that's the same feeling I have with Kraken, which is probably, I mean, to me it feels true, but let me know if I'm wrong there. I just have the feeling it always does less damage than Borg because people just die a lot faster. I don't know, this fight is also an absolute disaster, I think. Look, I can just stand still. How did that hit me? And now I just run it. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I don't know why I move forward. I don't think I realized how many people there are. Then I started crying for anti-heal because I saw how much fucking Briar heals or healed. And I don't know if it was actually necessary in the end. Didn't check. I think I checked Nami's Oblivion Orb later and then she had like 200 or something. So I don't know. Here I'm checking because LDR's like recommended and it's like, hey, it's very good against these people. And then I'm checking. I'm like, is it actually good here? Is it actually good here? I don't know if I end up going it, actually. I do get Infinity Edge. And at that point, after Infinity Edge, I do so much damage. And there were fights where I could just like essentially get my hands off the keyboard. Not even kidding. I could just like play RuneScape, to be honest. I was just standing still. I didn't have to kite. I mean, I could have kited or like moved a little bit, but it wasn't necessary. Like, it would not have done anything. So it just stands still, auto attacking people, and they just die. So that's the thing that happened. Alright, this dragon fight, I don't remember exactly how it plays out. I can't remember if it went well or if it went really bad. Okay, we got a pick on Senna. I think they do get the Drake. Oh no, look at this, look at this. Bop, 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 bop. Look at the damage. It's so crazy. Cancelled an auto attack there. And then this Corki keeps being a little bit of an issue. But the shutdown is mine. I thought that Fizz would kill him a lot faster. But he had the Maw, so I kinda made a miscalculation. Yeah, 200 healing reduced is not a lot in this team fight. But at the same time, Senna was out. And I don't know who she put her bubble thing on. It might have been on me. And now I'm getting excited, right? At this point, I'm excited because I'm like, oh, I'm doing damage. I'm doing damage. And I want a team fight because it feels so fun. Like, honestly, I talked with my friends as well, and one of them was like, alright, maybe you just need like meta slave behavior and like go, for example, Kaisa is what he recommended, I think. And I agree that just pure statistically on paper, Kaisa is a better champ. I think there's a lot of AD carries that are better than Twitch, but none of them are as fun as Twitch. Twitch is just, I don't know. I have never had this much fun with the champ before. Even though I just get perma one-shotted. This is so unlucky. Look at the damage, by the way. Look at that. I stand in the package. I stand in the package. And that just like deletes all of my HP. And I had no idea that this was gonna hurt so much. I also, at this point, I was a tiny bit tilted because I was like, oh my god, we're gonna lose this game. We're actually gonna lose this game. And I pinged everybody off like a million times and nobody really wanted to go off, so... And he gets out as well. So that's really unlucky. But worry not. Worry not. I'm still 8 on 2. I have a bunch of CS. And I'm alive. I have a Nami who's pretty decent. We have a little bit of a tank and a Mordekaiser, and we have a Rengar who can also just absolutely one-pop people. So, I don't know, I was a little bit worried. But at the same time, I don't know, I was confident. I think that's the right word. I was confident. Confident that we could win this. Quick reset for Infinity Edge. Huge power spike. I haven't built IE in so long, by the way. Just like on any champ. Because I played a bunch of support and jungle. No, I didn't build it on Graves either. Because it was like a mythic plan. No. Not on Graves either. But yeah. I see a pick here. I'm like, we need to take this. I'm a bit apprehensive because I'm like, okay, the second we're gonna do this, we're gonna get Briar ulted, and there she comes. I get very, very confused here because he's hit. And suddenly she's there. I have no idea where she came from. Look at me, I can just stand still. I don't need to move. And now I need to move. Like, ow, that's still a lot of damage. I would say we won this fight because we still have Fizz pushing bot. Oh, I do go LDR? Right, I do go LDR because I'm like, alright, they have a bit of armor now. Fiora builds a tiny bit of armor. I actually didn't look at what kind of boots they had this game. I was very confused by the sounds that Nami makes, by the way. It's very, very confused. And I do go for this mid tower, and looking back at it now, I'm like, it's a very, very bit greedy. Like, it's a tiny bit greedy. I think it's just about possible, but it is very tight. Because Briar. But I was like, Fizz is still bot side. He has a bit of pressure there, so I can surely get this tier 2 mid. Patiently waiting in the bush here. And I believe this coming team fight, we're gonna absolutely pop off. Okay, so I see Briar ult. Big tsunami from Ornami. And I'm just standing still. I'm just standing still, auto-attacking people. And it just works. I don't even know if I did damage there or if it was Rengar, but holy shit. We crit for like 700 with Kraken Slayer. Or like 800 on Dragon. And I have no clue how much we crit on champions actually, I didn't look. Oh, I found this really well played as well. I found that really well played as well. Because I think that if Fizz hit ult there, I think Corgi dies. And Corgi is the entire reason that they're still in this game. So I was very proud of myself for looking for that. And like realizing it. And ladies and gentlemen, please look. Look at the state of this game, right? We are 33 minutes in the game. We have 250 CS. And we have 2 deaths. And if it is like, if the possibility is given, I will play like this every single game. However, when people go 0-10, and that is a little bit part of the issue, right? I'm just taking blue, by the way. A bit of the problem is that when my mid laner goes 0-10 and the enemy has, I don't know, who did we play against? That was such an issue. Camille, like my top laner went like 1-8 and then Camille had 8 kills. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I will not be able to... Look at that damage, by the way. I was so surprised because that's like 3 auto attacks and she was just dead. And I think just because she died there, that we win this game now. And I was a bit anxious here as well again. Because I was like, ooh, it's not that much time left. But we win. So we are back now at 75 LP, I believe, in Pet 1. We got 24 after this game, I believe, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Yes, we do. And 73 LP actually. That's really sad. So maybe tomorrow we get back in Emerald. But I think that if we keep playing the way that we are, we're gonna do fine. With that being said, that will be the end of this, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!